What's going on, everybody? This is Hutch bringing you ways to improve in Modern Warfare 2 on this edition of 10 for the win. And coming in at number 10, I picked pick your kill streaks according to your skill level. So everybody likes the Harrier, the Pavlos, the AC-130s. But if you find that you're not getting a single kill streak in any game that you're playing, take it down to the UAV, the counter UAV and care package, or the sentry gun and predator missile, and that should help you out a lot. And coming in at number 9 on my list is to be a team player and shoot the air support down, especially in a free-for-all, well, maybe not free-for-all, team deathmatch, when everything is dependent on the amount of kills that your team gets. If the other team's got a Harrier, Pavlo, chopper gunner running around, pull out your cold-blooded Stinger missile class and take it down. Be a team player. Don't be a douchebag. Coming in at number 8 on my list is switch your button layout to tactical. Now, I cannot stress how important this is. When you do this, you're basically switching the actions between crouch and prone and melee. So you're pushing in your right analog stick to go prone into crouch, and your melee is now your B button. Now, knifing can be kind of a cool thing to depend on, but when you have all your bodily movements attached to 2 analog sticks like that, it gives you a great advantage in taking cover, and I would suggest that each one of you guys try and do that. And coming in at number 7 on the list is you can never go wrong with stopping power. Stopping power is a perk that's always going to work for you. Every time you shoot your gun, that perk is working for you. If you're new to the game, if you're kind of confused, you don't know what the hell is going on, basically just keep in mind that you can never go wrong with stopping power. It is probably the best all-around perk in the game. And at number 6, I pick a sensitivity that is right for you. Everybody's got different size hands, thumbs, different levels of jumpiness, nervous disorders, things like that. And the sensitivity is not going to be the same for everybody. Some people like 2, some people like 10. So what I would suggest is go around in a private match or a public match if you don't give a shit about your KD. Experiment with the sensitivities until you find one that you really feel is a perfect fit for you, because in the end, it's going to help you out a lot. Coming in at number 5, I picked learn 1 or 2 starting routes for each map. And again, this kind of depends on the game type that you're playing, because maybe you don't want to run the same route for free-for-all or for team deathmatch or domination, search and destroy, things like that. But basically for each map, you want to pick 1 or 2, maybe even 3 different routes that you feel comfortable with depending on which side you spawn on. And basically stick to those. It's not a bad idea to switch them up in between rounds if you're playing search and destroy, something like that. But you want to pick a route that you feel comfortable with, and the more you play it, the more you'll understand where nade spots are, things like that. So, at number 4, I picked, if you're playing an objective game, don't be a KD whore. If you're playing domination, play for the flags. Don't play for your kill-death ratio, because if everybody focused on that, then nobody would be acting like a team, everybody would be out for themselves, and you'd basically lose every single game that you played. It's really easy just to kind of sit by flags and wait for people to run by and pick them off so that your KD looks really awesome and you can brag to your friends and things like that. But who gives a shit? Really? Honestly, who gives a shit about your KD? Play the game and play to win. Don't be a douchebag. Think about the other people that you're playing with. So my number 3 pick might piss some people off, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I picked, if you can, buy a decent headset. I was using Turtle Beach X3s for a while there. Those got kind of worn out, and I just purchased some Triton AX720s, and those are working beautifully. Basically, if you don't have a headset, you're putting yourself at an extreme disadvantage to those that do have a headset, because they can hear your footsteps, you can't hear theirs, you don't know what to expect when turning around in a corner. Like I said, check out some different headsets, find one that fits your budget, and if you're really serious about the game, invest in one. So this was a really tough choice between picking my number 1 and my number 2, but for my number 2 I chose learn the maps front and back. Map knowledge is invaluable when you're playing any online first-person shooter, and all of us have had the experience of buying a new map or a downloadable content map pack for a game that we've already owned, and you feel like a complete noob and you do bad and you go negative, things like that, because you're not comfortable with your surroundings, you don't know different routes, you don't know how to take cover within that map, you don't know different like spawn points, things like that. Once you get the maps down, it's going to help your game out incredibly. I would suggest that you do that as quickly as possible, or I'll kill you. And controversially, coming in at my number 1 slot for ways to improve, I chose always take in your surroundings. You basically never want to sit there staring at one doorway for 5 minutes waiting for somebody to come through. If you want to play the game effectively, take in your surroundings at all times, whether that be with a headset listening for footsteps, whether that be by looking around in your general vicinity and not just staring at one fixed location. If you're always taking in your surroundings, if you're always aware of what's going on, where the enemy team is spawning, where the objective is, that's going to help your game out more than anything else, in my opinion. So there you have it. If you agree, disagree, feel free to leave a comment, as I'm sure you will. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'm Hutch. I'm taking off. I'm going. Bye-bye.